today for this lovely Christmas evening as you were alone and I was as well. And since we only live next door to each other, it made perfect sense to spend Christmas evening together. I've got lots of treats and I've got some presents for you and Prosecco and some stories as well. And I put on my very best attire. A sequins ball gown fit for a princess. Anyway, I hope you're doing okay and that Christmas Day has been good for you, even if it has been a little bit more lonely this year. So, I just want you to make sure that you know that you can fully relax here. You can fully let your guard down and just feel nice and warm and happy and relaxed, okay? Good. That's it. Just nice and relaxed. Well, we better pour some Prosecco. So I got this little one. It's little Plaza Prosecco. And this is from Italy. And is Italia Plaza Centro, a classic Italian sparkling wine made from the Glera grape grown in the rolling vineyards in northeast Italy. A lively, refreshing wine full of bright citrus fruit flavours and background floral notes. Perfect served chilled for any occasion as an aperitif. Alternatively, it can be enjoyed with fish or shellfish. So I have had this stored very nice and cool in the fridge. So I'll try not to make too much noise. I'm not always the best at opening Prosecco either. Oh, voila. Okay, so just going to use this. So I'm going to pour this one for you first of all. There we are. I'll set it down beside you. Okay. And then I will pour my one as well. There's enough in there for another 2 glasses. Well, cheers. Merry Christmas. That's just wonderful. I just absolutely love the taste of Prosecco. Especially this one. It's very nicely. Alright. you seem to be a little bit stressed out. Yeah, that we could do a couple of deep breaths first, okay? Yeah, just to kind of get you really chilled out. So breathe in and out, and in and out, and in and out. There. That's it. Nice and relaxed. Before we open your presents, let's do your favorite thing, the dot dot line game. We can't have Christmas without the dot dot line game. Okay, right, just close your eyes. Ready? Okay. Dot dot line. Spiders crawling up your spine. Tight squeeze, cool breeze. Crack an egg on your head, and now you've got the shiveries. We'll dig in. Okay. Dot, dot, line. Spiders crawling up your spine. Tight squeeze, cool breeze. Crack an egg on your head, and now you've got the shivery. And one more time, just because 3 is my lucky number. Okay. Dot, dot, line. Spiders crawling up your spine. Tight squeeze, cool breeze. Crack an egg on your head, and now you've got the shiveries. Yay! Does that help you feel better? Good. I was going to prepare a series of nibbles, but you said that you'd had a mighty feast of turkey and... Did you have potatoes, turkey, Brussels sprouts, parsnips? Oh, I love parsnips. They're so good, especially when they're honey roasted. What about pigs and blankets? Cauliflower cheese? Okay. I did not have turkey. I had a fake turkey. It's not corn, but there's a local supermarket called Tesco that do meat-free turkey crowns. It tastes quite like turkey. It's really nice. And then they do fake pigs and blankets, and it's like a vegetarian, like a sausage. It's like the kind of corn style sausages with a pastry wrapping rather than bacon, and it's lovely as well. So I had them as my like meat-free substitutes, and I had like obviously vegetable stuffing rather than meat stuffing, but it just tasted the same. And to be honest, at Christmas my favourite parts are like the vegetables anyway, like cauliflower cheese and parsnips and Brussels sprouts and the cranberry sauce. So I didn't feel like I was missing anything by just having non-meat. So yes. Do you like this dress? This was a dress that I I did sport at university, so I went to the sports ball and I wore this beautiful sequenced dress, and it works perfectly around Christmas time. It's easy to get it back out again because it's all sparkly. Yay! It's like sparkly for a party, a little mini party that we're having. So I've got my grey bow in as well to match. As you know, I always love to wear a bow. It's just my staple piece of my appearance as the girl next door. So, okay, I think we should move on to presents. Yes, so they're all for you. And I know that you've got sore hands at the moment, so I don't mind helping you unwrap them. Of course, so which one do you want to start with? This one. Okay. We'll see if we can get this moving. I think you'll be really excited with this present. Your very own Mrs. Dingleshark. That's right. She is a rubber puppet that you can either, I'll show you can use as a puppet, as if she's talking, or as a really tingly, nice sound. Mrs. Dingleshark, your very own. So we'll set that there. I've always longed to give a Mrs. Dingleshark gift to somebody, and it's you. Okay, so what do you want to do the next one? The white one. microwave and place it around your neck or on any area of your body which is painful, or you can use it for sound because it sounds like the sea on a beach. Okay, I'll show you. I'm sure you will enjoy that. I'll pop this beside your Mrs. Tingle Shark. Okay. Alrighty. So, this one. Next gift, we have a bag of lavender, and may this bag of lavender bring you comfort and sleep at nights when you struggle to keep calm and struggle to fall asleep and forget about daily stresses. So just sit this on your bedside table and you will smell the beautiful aroma of the lavender. Here, I keep putting it down the wrong side. Here, you've not had much of your Prosecco. Your final present now is this one. Any clues what it could be? Your very own pot of pearl clay. If I open, it's actually got glitter in it, so it's very festive-y and it kind of matches my dress. So this is your very own. They squeeze it, mold it into different shapes, or you can just play with it for the sound and the touch, the feel. Pop that back in there for you and set it down here beside you. My stomach is making some noises now because of the bubbles. Lovely. Okay, well, I also have some stories to read you now. So some of them are poems, and one of them's a song, and one's an excerpt from a well-known book. Okay, so just relax, enjoy, drink your Prosecco, and just feel really nice and relaxed, okay? So we'll start with the moon. Soon, cuddle and grin over the crinkling sea. The moonman flings him a silvered net fashioned of moonbeams 3. And some folk say when the net lies long and the midnight hour is ripe, the moonman fishes for some old song that fell from a sailor's pipe. And some folk say that he fishes the bars down where the dead ships lie, looking for lost little baby stars that slid from the slippery sky. And the waves roll out and the waves roll in, and the nodding night wind blows. But why the moonman fishes the sea, only the moonman knows. Soon, net of the moon rides on the wrinkling sea. Bright is the fret and shining wet, fashioned of moonbeams 3. And some folk say when the great net gleams and the waves are a dusky blue, the moonman fishes for 2 little dreams he lost when the world was new. And some folk say in the late night hours, while the long thin shadows slide, the moonman fishes for cold sea flowers under the tumbling tide. And the waves roll out and the waves roll in, and the grey gulls dip and doze. But why the moonman fishes the sea, only the moonman knows. Soon, cuddle and croon over the crinkling sea. The moonman flings him a silvered net fashioned of moonbeams 3. And some folks say that he follows the flecks down where the last light blows, fishing for 2 round gold-rimmed specks that blew from his button-like nose. And some folks say, while the salt sea foams and the silver net lines snare, the moonman fishes for carven combs that float from the mermaid's hair. And the waves roll out and the waves roll in, and the nodding night wind blows. But why the moonman fishes the sea, only the moonman knows. I love that one. We do have some more. The Wanderer's Night Song. O'er all the hilltops is quiet now, in all the treetops hearest thou hardly a breath. The birds are asleep in the trees. Wait, soon like these thou too shalt rest. To sleep. A flock of sheep that leisurely pass by, one after one, the sound of rain and bees, murmuring, the fall of rivers, winds and seas, smooth fields, white sheets of water and pure sky. I've thought of all by turns, and still I lie, sleepless, and soon the small bird's melodies must hear first uttered from my orchid trees, and the first cuckoo's melancholy cry. Even thus last night, and 2 nights more I lay, and could not win thee sleep by any stealth. So do not let me wear tonight away. Without thee, what is all the morning's wealth? Come, blessed barrier between day and day, dear mother of fresh thoughts and joyous health. And I have another little one here called Clouds. White sheep on a blue hill, when the wind stops, you all stand still. When the wind blows, you walk away slow. White sheep, where do you go? And our final little story for this evening is a very short excerpt from Alice in Wonderland. Oh, I've had such a curious dream, said Alice, and she told her sister, as well as she could remember them, all these strange adventures of hers that you have just been reading about. And when she had finished, her sister kissed her and said, "It was a curious dream, dear, certainly, but now run into your tea, it's getting late." So Alice got up and ran off, thinking while she ran, as well she might, what a wonderful dream it had been. But her sister sat still just as she left her, leaning her head on her hand, watching the sun setting and thinking of little Alice in all her wonderful adventures, till she too began dreaming after a fashion, and this was her dream. First, she dreamed of little Alice herself, and once again the tiny hands were clasped upon her knee, and the bright eager eyes were looking up into hers. She could hear the very tones of her voice and see the queer little toss of her head to keep back the wandering hair that would always get into her eyes. And still, as she listened, or seemed to listen, the whole place around her became alive with strange creatures of her sister's dreaming, The long grass rustled at her feet as the white rabbit hurried by. The frightened mouse splashed its way through the neighbouring pool. She could hear the rattle of the teacups as the March Hare and his friends shared their never-ending meal. And the shrill voice of the Queen ordering off her unfortunate guests to execution. Once more the pig baby was sneezing on the Duchess's knee while plates and dishes crashed around it. Once more the shriek of Gryphon, the squeaking of the lizard's slate pencil, and the choking of the suppressed guinea pigs filled the air, mixed up with the distant sobs of the miserable mock turtle. So she sat on with closed eyes and half believed herself in Wonderland, though she knew she had but to open them again, and all would change to dull reality. The grass would be only rustling in the wind, and the pool rippling to the waving of the reeds. The rattling teacups would change to tinkling sheep bells, and the Queen's shrill cries to the voice of the shepherd boy. And the sneeze of the baby, the shriek of Gryphon, and all the other queer noises would change to the confused clamour of the busy farmyard, while the lowing of the cattle in the distance would take the place of the mock turtle's heavy sobs. Lastly, she pictured herself how this same little sister of hers would, in the aftertime, be herself a grown woman, and how she would keep through all her riper years the simple and loving heart of her childhood, and how she would gather about her other little children and make their eyes bright and eager with a strange tale, perhaps even with the dream of Wonderland of long ago, and how she would feel with all their simple sorrows and find a pleasure in all their simple joys, remembering her own child life and the happy summer days. That's a lovely end of Alice in Wonderland chapter. Well, I think this has been certainly fun, and I think we ought to go and move through to the living room and put on Christmas music or the television of some sort and drink Prosecco until we fall asleep. How does that sound? Amazing. Okay, well, let's move on, but thank you for joining me here for presents, Prosecco, and some Christmas bedtime stories.